Good day, everyone, and welcome to another exciting vocab lesson. This is Mr. Stitt, and today we're going to go over week 20 for my 7th grade students. Here's a list of the words this week. We have pertinent, goad, culprit, fester, quibble, and gargantuan. So let's jump into the first word this week and find out what it means. The first word this week is pertinent. Pertinent. Now this is an adjective, so it's a way that you describe something. And it means pertaining or relating directly and significantly to the matter at hand, relevant. So if something is pertinent, it is immediate, it is happening right now, and it's very, very important. So if I was speaking to a classroom full of students, the pertinent things that I would be talking about would be the most important. Maybe it was a project deadline that was coming up. Maybe it was a specific detail that we were trying to learn in a story. Anything that's important. Your boss would share something pertinent with you if it was hurting your performance at work. So synonyms for pertinent would be applicable, appropriate, related, connected, and to the point. Pertinent. The next word this week is goad. Goad. And many of you have experience with this in middle school. It's a noun, so it's a thing, and it's anything that pricks or wounds, like such as a stick. It could also be something that encourages, urges, or drives, a stimulus. So I was saying it's relevant to middle school students because a lot of times students goad each other, or they prick each other with words, and they point fingers and they get under each other's skin. But it doesn't always have to be negative. Sometimes a parent or a teacher will goad a student, meaning encouraging them or pointing fingers to try to get them to do something. So sometimes it can be bad, sometimes it can be negative, but it's anytime you're encouraging or pushing someone to do something, either bad or good. So the verb would be to prick or drive with, or as if with, to goad, a prod, or to incite. Synonyms of this would be catalyst, drive, incentive, irritation, motivation, pressure, and urge, to goad. The next word is culprit. Culprit, and this is a noun, so it's a thing. Or more specifically, a person. And it's a person or other agent guilty of or responsible for an offense or fault. So a culprit would be the person responsible for the crime. If two students at my school did something wrong, they would be the culprits. If somebody stole something in a neighborhood, they would be looking for the culprit who did the crime. So synonyms for this word would be criminal, felon, offender, wrongdoer, or guilty one. Culprit. The next word this week is fester. Fester. This is kind of a gross little word, and it's a verb, so it's an action. It's something that is being done or happening to you, and it means to form pus, to generate a purulent matter, a suppurate. And so you can see here, to fester means when something gets really bad. So it could be this could be on your gums here, like in your teeth. If they haven't brushed in a while, they will fester and get rotten. It can also mean to cause an ulceration as a foreign body in the flesh, to putrefy or rot. So many different things can fester. If you left an apple out in the sun for many, many days and weeks, it would fester, it would rot, it would deteriorate. If you left a plant in a climate that it didn't like for a long time without tending to it, it would fester and die. So other words for fester would be smolder, rot, aggravate, decay, putrefy, and rankle. The next word this week is quibble. Quibble. And it's a noun, so it's a thing, or it's something that's happening. And it's an instance of the use of ambiguous or irrelevant language or arguments to evade a point at issue, petty criticism, or minor objection. So think about an argument. When two people are having an argument, they're yelling back and forth at each other. But an argument typically has a point. It has an end in mind. People are arguing because they want something. But quibbling is arguing over petty things, or arguing over things that don't really matter. Sometimes, maybe two friends, they could be arguing for no reason over something stupid. So like trying to decide whose eyelashes are more fluffy would be kind of like a stupid argument. So anytime someone's having an argument that's really silly or just unimportant, that would be a quibble. So synonyms for this would be bicker, spar, squabble, argue, dispute, hassle, or annoy. To quibble. The next word this week is gargantuan. Gargantuan. And this is an adjective, so it describes something. And it means gigantic, enormous, or colossal. So I have this picture here because I thought it was really interesting, and it reminds me of a time when I was a child. I rode one of these turtles at a zoo in Dallas where I used to live. And I used to think, wow, this is such a gargantuan turtle. Nobody thinks turtles can get this big, but this is a gargantuan turtle. It doesn't have to just be an animal. Like an elephant would be a gargantuan animal. A giraffe would be gargantuan. A blue whale would be a gargantuan animal. But buildings can be gargantuan. Cars can be gargantuan. Even human beings can be gargantuan if they're like 7 or 8 feet tall. And it means synonyms of this would be colossal, enormous, gigantic, huge, immense, mammoth, and massive. Gargantuan. Well, thank you so much for joining us this week. Here's a list of the words we learned today. This is week 20 for my 7th grade students. Pertinent, goad, culprit, fester, quibble, and gargantuan. Thanks again for joining us. I hope to see you next time. Bye.